How about this? Whatever it is, it was.
Okay, you too?
And so, in infusing oils, it opens up a world of different flavors. We add to dishes that we're cooking, and that's why I infuse oil. Because I can take out the salt and other bad things, and I don't want in there. And I can start the flavoring process from the very beginning. So if I'm cooking pasta, and I wouldn't use just plain water. I would use water and some of my infused water. That takes the salt process out. I don't need that. Already blending the flavor of what I know I'm going to cook, whatever it is I'm going to cook. If it's spaghetti, something Italian, then I want to use my basil. Basil is a huge component in spaghettis and lasagnas and things like that. So why not cook the pasta and already have it flavored and heading in that direction? Takes one of the things out of the process. I like to use peppers. Sweet peppers. Because that provides that little kick. Once these things start breaking down at night, and overpowering kick. Now, if you want more of an extreme flavor, then you use hotter peppers. But milder peppers is still going to give it that flavor. What you're doing, you're infusing oils, you're really trying to start a flavor process of what you cook. Now, if I know I'm going to be using onion in my recipe, but I use an oil that I've already infused with onions. Now, when I'm going to infuse with onions, I'm going to save this part to cook with. I'm going to use all of this part in the whole. Still the same onion flavor, but you're not going to eat a whole lot. Chop this up, put it in something you'll eat it. You can digest it. But if I cut it here at the bowl and use the rest of the onion, I'm still not losing anything. For those of you that brought your containers today, I brought in some basil, some thyme, sage, and another basil here. Cucumbers in for everyone, just in case you don't take them. So if you want a cucumber, just take one with you. I did a presentation at a farmer's market yesterday in the spring, and it was blowing and it was raining, and I'm out there trying to do a demonstration, and I'm like, sometimes the weather, hey, and sometimes the weather is not conducive to those things. So of course, a lot of the vendors there, they're like, just take this stuff with you because I can't use it. So I thought of coming here today, why not bring some to share? Another thing, fresh lavender. This is something that I would use. If I had some mint too, some fresh lavender and mint, is amazing. Amazing. You can even use it, not in big doses. But if you just want to have that smell, give it a smell with you throughout the day. Once this lavender and mint set in the oil, just take a little bit of it. Every now and then, just give it a little smell. It's going to smell amazing.
Could I add that to one of the bottles that I have?
Absolutely. Lavender is totally edible. It's more fragrant than anything.
Yeah.
One of the things that I do, fresh lavender like this, they make tea.
Yeah.
Fresh tea. Even if you got tea bag that's already in, like already made, like Lipton tea bag and all those kind of things. Take something like this, wrap it around that tea bag, or wrap it in some cheese with that tea bag and steep it along with your tea. Amazing properties for your digestion and circulation. Right here.
Isn't lavender the thing that we relate to being calm and
It's calming, soothing. Any very, very fragrant herb, but to be calming, soothing, like any kind of mints. You always see that in the spas. They got spearmint, eucalyptus, lavender, all of those kind of things. Now, this is just some herbs that I have sitting around. Now, I purposely did not infuse them because I want to show you, even if something drives this, I wouldn't put that in my bottle of oil because it's already starting to decay. But if you put it in a Ziploc bag, it's pass this around. You just let it sit in the kitchen. You want to get that aroma. Every now and then, you can take some of it out. You want to just put a little pinch of dried herb or something. It's to a point where you can just take that bag and just crush it together. Again, I'm not wasting any of that. But if I got that in my bag, and in the wintertime, I'll especially save a lot of those bags. Because if I burn a fire in my fireplace, that's my fire starter.
Like potpourri, can you?
Potpourri, most times potpourri has already been treated with something.
Oh, okay.
I know that's just dried herbs. Ever smell burning sage? You see people with the sage roll and they burn it. That's the same thing. But if I put it in my fireplace, it's got a double purpose now. There's all with rosemary, sage, thyme.
So anyway, it turns like that, you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all that is right there. It's just dried herbs that you would buy in the grocery store. It's just not processed and put into a container. That's all it is. Because that's all that is. Dried herbs.
My neighbor gave me some mints, and she said, next time you make tea, even if using tea bag, take one of these leaves, put it in it, and it's absolutely changed the flavor.
Absolutely.
Tastes so good, you would wonder, what in the world is happening?
Absolutely. And even if you're a tea drinker, like most of us, good southerners are, even if you drink unsweetened tea, take fresh herbs and put it in there. Put a mint leaf in there. In your cold tea, your iced tea. That'll replace the taste that you're looking for. You just, every time you take something out, remember, put something else back in that's going to help replace that. Try different things. Different lemon peels, citrus peels, things like that. So today, and I don't think anyone brought photos with them today. The bowls of their clothes. Yeah. Thank you.
And really call that everlasting.
Like everlasting. Is that like a hybrid or something?
Now, and our friend took us to where we were just all over the place, but this land, and she said this, like, you know, this one. Life everlasting. Didn't you ever heard of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just call it life molasses. It's white and brown.
Yes.
It's white and brown. It used to grow wild in this field, and my grandmother used to pick it when we get a cold or
Yes.
something like that. She would make tea.
Wow.
My grandmother
We saw it in
used to
the, it was in the cemetery where we went to.
white,
Yeah.
and we call it life molasses.
Things like that, and then it's remedies like that.
No, it's just in a field.
That even though they may be called different things, you're probably all talking about the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It grew wild. My grandmother used to pick it all the time. My grandmother used to-
We just think about it like this. If we had the business acumen and the ability to harvest that service, as wild as it goes,
Yeah.
and with its healing properties, if we had the ability to actually say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, since this is such a good healing property, since this does such a good thing, let me package it, let me market it, Because it obviously worked,
Yeah.
but we didn't have anyone to say, hey, this was what works. We just had grandma say that baby sick, fix that baby.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
They didn't take you to the doctor.
No.
Every time you
They
get
was a
sick, there wasn't no doctor. Grandma was the doctor.
And some simply more about doctoring than the doctors. Farmers market yesterday.
Oh.
It's my 6th week up there, and every week I take one of their products and I feature it, and I try to do a meal with it and give it out as sample. Well, the bread maker approached me and he said, that infused olive oil that you use, can I use it and bake some bread and bring it to you? And that's I'm gonna cut that, we're gonna serve that today, but again, they had no clue what they could do with infused oil. They make infused oil, that's an herb bread. He said, we made it with your infused oil and it's amazing. That's what we're gonna eat. That's what you're gonna have to eat today.
We ready.
That I already knew. That never exists. With this one, already. One thing I want you all to do today is try something different. Let me introduce you to something like that. These 2 containers have goat cheese. This is a lemon deal. This is a lemon deal goat cheese. This one is called a samba duo. It's got capers and a whole bunch of other things like sun-dried tomatoes in it. What I want you to do. Don't eat this one. You can't have tomatoes, don't eat this one. What I'd like for you to do is, once you get your soup today, you have 2 options. But you take a little bit of this goat cheese and either spread it on your piece of bread that you're gonna have. Or once you take a little bit of that goat cheese and mix it into your soup. Watch how it changes the dynamic of your soup. Cheese. Again, you've already taken the salt out. I'm not cooking with it. If you're looking for one more little flavor punch, goat cheese is real punchy. The fact that this vendor took some other things and she had like maybe 15 of the goat cheese flavor. But for today, for the soup that I'm making, it'd be nice. And I tried this myself with both of them. I'm gonna tell you which one I like the best, but I did like them both. So be adventurous, take a little bit, you can put it on some of the bread or put it in your soup. I would say put it in your soup because I want you to taste the difference in that bread. Yes.
I have a question, because so. I've been graduated from buying salt.
Oh, excuse me. Hey.
One of them, somebody on the phone yesterday, and they said that it's something called, you have to have some salt in your body.
You have to have sodium.
He said something. Sodium, it's like.
Yeah. Salt is the actual physical that you record and see out of the tape. Sodium is the chemical compound. Now, we all have to have some sodium in our body, but again, too much of anything is not good. So our body naturally produces sodium, and again, there's sodium in the bottom of water. So, you know, so that person, and I didn't hear what they were saying, but more often than not, it's been my experience when I hear someone say, salt, they probably have some connection to the called industry. They have a monetary reason to promote the use of salt. Yeah, absolutely. It is a medical fact. We all have to have some type of sodium in our body, but we don't have to have too much. Yes.
You've talked about sea salt, pink Himalayan, when they ask me about kosher salt. Well, but I hear, you know.
Kosher, the word kosher is a whole different process. It's got nothing to do with the content of this.
Okay. Okay,
So when something's kosher, that's what they mean by it.
no, I understand that, but I'm
I
saying,
have a question.
what do you recommend for using that? Or do you recommend it at all?
Well, you know how I feel about salt.
Yeah, yeah,
So if you have to use it, put it somewhere in this category with sea salt.
okay,
Right below sea
yeah,
salt.
that's what I was asking for.
And again, that's just my, I don't like that four letter word, so anyway, I cannot use this.
Okay, yeah,
But if I have to choose the lesser of some evil, then that's which way I'm going.
okay, okay,
And again, if I'm cooking for someone that's of the Jewish faith, then I know anything that I use is gonna have to be kosher. So regardless of what my salt preference is,
yeah.
if they're eating kosher, I need to go along those lines. Yes, ma'am.
On the same lines per se, salt will help raise your blood sugar level. Cause
Also
we've been
raises your
suffering with
pressure.
low blood pressure, very low blood pressure. And they usually say you need some salt. Cause they love sugar. And a cracker, 2 crackers, I gave him 2 crackers and a piece of cheese. And he ate that and it brought his blood pressure back up to normal. I mean, he's seriously low.
Right. So if it's low, you need to use these things to bring it up to normal.
Yeah.
And if you're normal and already above normal, you don't need to add it up to raise it.
Absolutely, but you gotta have some salt.
Sodium.
Sodium, okay, sodium. I have
Sodium.
this bottle of seasoning that I buy, if that's that I get from restaurant. And it has all these mixtures already in it.
It's a blend.
Yeah, so it's a blend. So that's what I use for seasoning foods, simply because he likes sugar. And I don't know how in God's name he tolerates as much sugar
That's
as he
habit.
does. I know it's an awful habit.
That's all happening.
It's an awful habit, because then I made the room, got a little egg.
And folks, listen,
You
listen,
give it too.
we all have our vices. We all have our vices. The intent that I have in doing what I do. And the reason behind what I do is because I want us to get out of this myth in our brains that we have to change things overnight.
Yeah,
We didn't get to the habits that we had overnight.
that's right.
So it's impossible to change them overnight, but you have to start sometime.
Yeah.
And even if it's a little accomplishments, like you're saying, you now don't even purchase salt. That's huge. It may be small to someone else, but that to me is huge. Because it speaks to your body. What you're saying about your body, if you want to take care of your body, you want to do all that you can to make sure that it goes down. That blood pressure stays regular. In this case, this pressure needs to come up. So knowing how much sodium you can control in and out of a certain recipe that you're using, a recipe that you're doing. Tell them I say, hey, but in this case, when you have to bring it up, you have to be more conscious of, again, what you're preparing for them. Even though our likes may be one thing.
Don't worry about that. I would say those things that you guys, you have up there in stock. I go for taste, forget about the salt and all the other stuff.
All
I
that- all
buy
that
it by
can
the
be
big
retrieved.
bottles.
Absolutely, it can absolutely be
What you
replaced.
say you got?
Every bit.
What's the name of
Yeah. Got a question?
You know, I'm good.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
for the class,
Mhm.
gave us a chart.
Mhm.
And you ask folks to start taking their blood pressure
Mhm.
daily. I hope everybody is monitoring their blood pressure on a daily basis. If you're not, you need to start. You know, we don't have any more of the blood pressure devices today. Most of them. But please start doing it on a regular basis. My blood pressure this morning was 104/67.
Nice.
Wow, that's good.
And I take mine every day.
That's very.
Mine on a high day, I'm at 120. That's high. I'm normally below 120 every month.
But it's good that you know what your numbers are and what your threshold is, where you feel comfortable with. Because again, even though I give you that information, it's just a guideline. You know, it's not, and look who they survey. Doubt very seriously, and I hope and pray to God that I'm wrong, but I doubt very seriously they were sitting in a room of us.
They weren't.
You know that.
And when I say us, I mean not only people of color, but I mean people with already pre-existing health issues. So instead of, giving me this chart that tells me that this, guy who works out every day, Billy Bob and Susie can work out every day and eat, exactly what they're supposed to eat every day. If that's who you're tracking, that to me is not normal. Because a normal day for us isn't, go to the gym, go work at a nice, relaxing job where there's no pressure. And you paid an exorbitant amount of money. And then you go home. You have no worries.
Pay all your bills.
You can take.
Wait.
What's bill? There are no bills. It's not. Neither is thinking that everybody's blood pressure is at a normal rate, if it's just that number. I'm up and I'm active from probably 5 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the morning. On most days. Now there are some days when I say, okay, look, shut it down. 8 hours of purely shut everything else out and do exactly that, because I keep a running total of how much stress I want to get during the week. I didn't always do that because I got so caught up in gotta run. Next thing you gotta go. But my health started going in the wrong direction. I'm looking at this weekend, I've only had 5 to 8 hours of sleep.
That's it. You don't get tired.
I can't. At that point, when I was going at it that way, I couldn't think about being tired. Because I was building a business, I was building a foundation, I was building a brand, I was taking care of a family. There was no, I look at my schedule, they don't say tired in there nowhere.
I know, hey.
Because with young kids, the bills were still coming in. None of that was stopping. It was costing me more to get this started that I want to do. That was 27, 28 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
So if I didn't have my race and my plan, then I wouldn't be at the point that I'm at now. We can't, just like those habits, it don't happen overnight. And it certainly would not have been worth it if it happened overnight. Because to me, if it happens that fast, that quickly, it can go there. Health. It's a process. Good health is a process. Now, I think I heard a question of, are there any tomatoes in this soup? No tomatoes. Just veggies. These are vegetables that I had left over for vegetable tray. So again, I tell you, I don't throw anything out. I use the same vegetables when I was making stock. save some to cut up and put in the soup. Same vegetables. Same ones. Yeah, but there's not any in this.
But it is a vegetable.
It's considered a fruit.
Fruit, considered a fruit. Now, we normally call it.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, if you look at a food chart, it says fruits, vegetables, starch, and protein. And they put pictures there instead of those words. What do you think is gonna be over here on the vegetable side? Every time, on the jar of V8. Biggest thing you see on there is a tomato, and it prides itself on being all vegetable juice. But if you look it up as a definition, it's a tomato, it's a fruit. So again, I say, don't just go by what you eat, go by what you know.
Yes.
If you consider it a fruit or a vegetable, doesn't matter. Get it in your body, get it in your system. You wanna say, hey, I ate some fruit today and tomato was a part of that, and the person sitting next to you say, I had my vegetables today and tomatoes were part of that. Great, you both got it in. You're both right. You see what I mean? That's why, and again, consider the source. Consider the source. So those of you that brought your containers, you want to move to the back table behind me, or anywhere else you get some space, feel free to grab some herbs. Those of you who did not bring a container with you, once those that did bring containers with you, with them, let them get their herbs, and then you come by and get some as well, because you can still do this when you get home. I probably won't have any way to give you or help you transport any oil unless you save a water off.
I have some jars back there. Yeah, get them because they're clean.
Okay, so quick lesson. Quick lesson. Again, this is sweet Thai basil. Now I'm going to add to the flavor of this one because again, you see how dark it is? This is probably sixth generation of Thai basil. And all I've been putting in here is that basil. That's it. Now that it's really concentrated, I'm gonna add some peppers. It's gonna give it another little kick of spice.
No.
These are sweet peppers.
Oh, sweet pepper.
What kind are they? Those are sweet. What is the name of that?
Sweet pepper.
Oh.
No, seriously, that's the name. Sweet, mini sweet peppers.
Many sweet pepper.
Excuse me, Chef.
Yes, sir.
Compliments of Molly, you brought some extra jars in case some of us didn't bring a jar.
Can we get a round of applause?
I think there's a couple of people that didn't.
Okay, so if they want to have a jar while I finish the soup, I can set up another table. Just grab your space at the table. Or there, anybody grab a space, come grab you some herbs and peppers. We'll get started. Now, again, only thing you're gonna do is look at the size of the opening. Remember when you're trying to get more oil, because we're getting all great funnels. Put your herbs in first. I'm not saying, hey, I'm not saying,
Anybody who don't have a container.
again. First question. The peppers do you want to put in, that's gonna be up to you. You can always add more to it. These are sweet peppers, they're not hot, sweet peppers. So because this is something concentrated, well, I'll put at least 4 or 5 peppers. And then add them. And I'll add some more basil. Because this is already a basil base. Now, once I add fresh oils or something like this, I'll wait. Excuse me, ladies. Once you add fresh fresh herbs or whatever to an existing oil. Set it aside, again, for that 3-week process. Okay, because I now want these peppers to infuse with the other oil. So again, if I'm adding something fresh, I want to give it that 3-week process again.
You
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
have to cut the pepper to let the flavor come out. Just put
Why?
it-
Oh,
It sounds like that's what she's used to doing. Right?
You notice what my answer. Why?
Because I figured you had to cut it, you know, to let it release the flavor. Chef Maxine.
I didn't cut this weed, I didn't bend them, I didn't pinch them, I didn't do anything but take these herbs and stuff.
Stuff them in there.
Reason I don't cut things, because I want nature to take its process. Let it do its natural work. Because if I cut it, I don't know how long it's gonna stay good. I leave it in its natural skin, and I let this oil and the other decaying plants in here do its thing, and it's a natural process. If I cut it, it might come out in chunks, and yeah, that's not what I want.
Okay.
And plus, I have patience. Never just that. So again, if you want to grab your jars, grab some herbs and stuff.
We gotta get up and put some herbs in.
Open your herbs and then just grab what you're gonna need and get yourself a game plan first. Once you have your herbs, then stuff it in the bottle.
I still got what I had this before.
Yeah.
Don't forget to take a cucumber with you.
The one you gave Janet.
Remember, I had one.
You would be in church Sundays? Yeah.
Once you grab your herbs, just take them back to your table. You can always add in. You can take some lavender if you like as well.
He's making oil.
My, what were you getting?
Yes.
Is that all right?
She said, oh, it's not.
And
In the AAU. In AAU. No. Yeah.
You know, I didn't touch that. Cause I saw that and I'm like. I would have lived in some.
You doing all right?
Your mama about to say.
About turned me on to it 3 or 4 years ago. And, but I've never stayed there.
No, don't go there. She be working. Okay, thank you, dog. Thank you. Does he get to church?
No, because it usually takes them a lot. It's great. Point where he likes to be.
I was just gonna say. Thank you, baby. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. You welcome. Yeah, I asked your mom about, look here. I know you did. Thank you. See y'all later. Thank you, darling.
I just think.
If I remember.
I need
I'm about so, but then I don't know about yes, it is like it's not.
It was sweet. Why? It is just. Oh.
Yeah, like. No, this.
Yeah.
And some people are mad about
My neighbor.
Everyone get that well?
And it's. The next 3 weeks.
Wonderful in the jars. If I only build yours up halfway, let me put some more water in it.
Yes, ma'am. Neighbor.
No, and no.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I'm thinking you are.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
That's so pretty.
I need
You
made that one.
I did. You got the ball I got from Geneva in this school. Yeah. You made one. Oh, okay. He gave it to you. Y'all could give us some Christmas birthday and all that.
that we took home. Okay, so like running.
It's just like, there's don't keep my game.
That's it. The one we got was.
Hey, well, but.
And you could, hey folks, if there's anything left on the table over here, take it with you, whether it's peppers, don't take no herb bag with you. But peppers, anything, fresh herbs, take any of this with you.
Oh, right, that's right.
This, I need.
Got one. Oh, okay. You got one now?
Anybody make it? Bring it down. Bring it down. We all do it. We all do it.
Gotta be nice, everybody. Sit down.
I can't imagine why they would do something like that.
What have you done?
Nice person.
You ain't got it all.
You don't have a no, but my daddy do. Oh, yeah, you know, my daddy got one, he was, from, that's how Texas bring all the other. My daddy, you know, Not really, yeah, but I wasn't a plan, we go, so whatever, they go, but I'm still. Okay, I'm up in Loose. I think I'm trying to do it. No, we don't. Everything, hold on, over here. He ain't got no shirt on, that's why I You got a big one.
You got a big one. They were reading this.
That way, then.
I know the big trick on
Yes. Just us to go or sit to them.
Small, those are.
Yeah, then you do comments. Yeah, but I'm going over there. It's raining now. I went home and make squat catch when I get squat. Just that one you gave. It was so when I made this one cake with my don't that you see it. I put the onion like.
Great. We're gonna have everyone's attention, please. Soup is ready. Soup is ready. If you feel comfortable with coming up here with your own bowl, please come up and do so. There is non-bread over here. Always bring. And I'm also gonna slice this herb bread.
I want the herb bread.
Now, again, remember what I said about the goat cheese? Remember what I said about the goat cheese?
Yeah.
Before you put that spoon in your mouth, you put whatever goat cheese you want with your own spoon.
Oh, that's.
Okay, then you put it wherever else you want to put it.
Yeah. You want non-bread or herb? Bread.
Okay, all right, thank you.
What you get? Baby.
You want to try to cover the cheese, step over here to the side and just dock it on both sides of here.
Thank you, baby. You're.
Anybody need their hand sanitizer?
Thank you.
Hand sanitizer. You need to sanitize your hands, and I'm right here.
Everybody with spoon. Please.
I haven't got anything yet.
Thank you, John.
Everybody need an answer. Grab it up.
Anybody else? And sanitizer. Y'all do it.
Grab it now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don.
You must come around this way.
Oh.
Grab it out.
Real, please. Thank you.
You both need.
Yes, I'm For me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Please, thank you. You know I know that. Thank you. Happy fun. No summer teaching.
My combination back there.
It's bread is good, man.
You back in school?
I love bread. Me and Jack are bread lovers.
No.
And that's why.
We got 85 forgotten about. Today Thursday, I have Sunday.
Okay, that'll work.
It's in the refrigerator.
All right.
I don't, you gotta eat one by itself.
We'll get it back. Say something. And we're calling the holy righteous name, that's your blessing. We are receiving, blessings in that. Amen.
Amen. That we have received already.
Yes.
Right there.
So what do you think?
How many of you tried regular cheese in the soup?
I did, it was good.
Another element of flavor. Never thought about it. But now you know, it's another element of flavor. Hold on.
The first one is goat cheese.
Yeah.
The napkins are.
Just being like.
In the thing.
Okay, that's fine.
No, do you need a napkin?
That just.
Do you need one?
Yes, sir.
I pick my chicken up.
Yes, I heard it. You got it, tomato.
Because I went around, what's sign, that's why I think.
I do.
That's right.
Thank you.
But get what you need.
Did you get the tomato?
Vote improving
taking some of that.
Somebody should. Not gonna be. Get a while, it ain't gonna be good. Mama,
That's fine.
Mama,
they-
no, I gotta go back to mine.
See that name like that? That name like that? Now, you see that name? All of your name.
Did everybody get a bag of lettuce and tomato?
Number one.
I put one by you.
Yeah.
Just one. The whole bag. No. What you got cases,
It's over with. Thank you so much, Bridget.
Thank you.
Jennifer, where did you find But he said. If Clara said he wasn't trying to go to front of us upstairs at 1 o'clock, they said, well, but he said he wasn't trying to go, he got hit some kind of procedure in the medical. Today, he was telling me, are you gonna try to go? I don't either, I'm not even. I ain't even trying to go, and I don't like the back and sit in the field no more. I ain't give my mama. Yeah. You know, I can get called when I said, what you gotta do? I know you know Grace started running these days, right?
You do what you know. It's also,
Oh, okay.
Sure.
But did I? You gotta think, it said,
You sure will get some. Go for the next slide. Go forward.
Thank you.
When they make it up and make it till night, I don't like it.
Yeah, all over.
And even
I
if they
do
don't.
too.
Yeah.
It's a biscuits and I'm low wage.
You should have had.
I'm big, I have.
You're not eating? Great job.
But you gotta about it. So. That's what I see.
Did you make?
It's all. Moment trying to figure out.
I'm guilty.
Well, it is 1:05 official. Thank you all for coming to another session. Can't wait to see you all again. Please remember to use your oils in about 3 weeks. For those of you who already have some oils that we made in the first class that we made, they should be really, really good now and almost at the point of you going into a second generation. At this time, since that's the 4th, 5th generation of that oil, I put pepper in it. So it's going to actually change the taste of that oil a little bit. But that base was so intense in there now that I want to basically cut it down, change the flavor. So yes, even though that 6th generation oil, I won't use that oil, but I've added something to now for 3 weeks.
But there's no salt in any of this food.
This one, I don't get ready to say.
No salt in our soup.
And it was delicious.
What is the sauce for the soup? Everybody.
The rotation, thank you, sir.
Come for you, that, and I take that as high grade. Such high grade.
That's how I pray for me.
It was good.
The stock that I use today was just some of my stock that I tell you guys about all the time. When I will test with some chicken and stuff like that, I'll throw away the carcass.
Okay.
I made a big pot of stock, this big, this big around. I took it, broke it down. I'll put probably 6, 7 containers in my freezer. That are at least 2 quarts. But anytime I wanna make a base, all I gotta do is pull that out of the
It's so
freezer.
good.
On a rainy day like today, I'll get one of those blocks out, put it in the pot, and then I can add whatever I want to it, because it's just the stuff. I didn't put any vegetables in it, I didn't put any protein, the meat, or anything like that. I just freeze the stuff, it up. So when I get ready to do a fruit, and then what I want. I want it to be a party, fruits like beef or something like that. I can put people in there. I can add food. I can add beef stock in it.
I never tried.
Potato, yes. You know what else is in this soup today? So the baked potatoes that I had. that I did. Why? Because when I bake my potatoes, I wash them, sear them, and I put my seasoning on the outside and then wrap it in foil. So I don't need to put them open, add salt, and pepper, and all that stuff. Once I cut my potato open, I'm ready to eat them. I add anything to it, I'm ready to put it. But sitting here on the I'll add food.
How long will it
So thank you, everyone. Be safe.
Everybody's got.
Thank you so much, Brittany.
Once again,
It's great.
One more piece of herb bread, if we can, one more non-bite.
I'll take it. It's no trouble for me to come here. It's no trouble for me to take care.
yeah, I was on bike.
Thank you, love y'all. Oh, we won't come to because of,
What happened to you? Next.
we won't.
Who says the book?
Y'all,